What we want is for AI to be built in a way that is safe and that supports and enriches human life. We want a pause to create time to study these systems, to understand them, and to figure out how AI can be built to be as safe and beneficial as possible.
I've been an AI researcher for 45 years. I love artificial intelligence. I think its potential to benefit the world is unlimited. But I think we need to grow up and take the possibility of serious consequences seriously.
We stand on the precipice of fundamental societal transformation, where soon, nobody knows when, the collective intelligence of the human species begins to pale in comparison to the general superintelligence in the AI systems we build and deploy.
I think once this basic message comes out that this isn't an arms race, it's a suicide race, where everybody loses if anybody's AI goes out of control, it really changes the whole dynamic.
Hello, my name is Matthias Raski. I'm originally from Finland, but I live in Canada now, and I'm a newly graduated medical doctor from the University of British Columbia. I would like to talk to you about artificial intelligence. I am not an expert in AI, but I have been following the field for several years, and I think it is time for non-expert people like me, and probably you, to start talking more about this. There is good reason to be concerned about what is happening in AI and whether or not it is safe. So, I have created a nonprofit organization called aligntheworld, whose purpose is to raise awareness of these issues and to push governments and companies working on AI to do it the right way. Ultimately, I want two things. I want to win the fight for safety in AI, and I want to win your support. I'll tell you more about the nonprofit at the end of the video. People have been working on AI for decades, but recently it has really come into public view with the creation of language models like GPT, which you're likely aware of. Unlike traditional software, where the programmers know exactly how everything works because they coded it themselves, with these AI systems, even the engineers don't know exactly what happens on the inside. They set up the basic architecture of the AI, but then they allow it to just go ahead and digest enormous amounts of information to adjust its own connections and learn on its own. And then we interact with the system that comes out the other end, but how it actually works remains a mystery. On March 13th, 2023, GPT-4 was released, and this has turned out to be a groundbreaking AI system. A team of computer scientists at Microsoft studied GPT-4 for months, and they believe that it displays genuine intelligence in a way that we've never seen before in a computer. I won't try to go into the details here, but I will include a link in the description to a good lecture on the topic by Sebastian Bubeck from Microsoft. To put it briefly though, GPT-4 is in a different category than GPT-3. It has common sense and flexibility and the ability to reason in a way that no previous language model has had. It is not just copy-paste on steroids. There's more going on here. The overall trend in AI development right now is rapid improvement. This graph is from an article called "We Must Slow Down the Race to Godlike AI" by Ian Hogarth. The blue line on this graph represents AI capabilities, which, as you can see, are increasing fast. Most experts believe, based on this trend, that we are headed towards something far more powerful than GPT-4. There will be obstacles and limitations on the way, and nobody knows exactly how long it will take, but ultimately we are moving fast toward extremely powerful AI systems. You'll notice that there is a second line on this graph, the red line, which looks much less impressive. This line represents the progress in alignment research. Alignment is an important term that I want you to understand. It essentially means building AI so that it does things we like and doesn't do things we don't like. If an AI is aligned, that means that its goals and its actions are in line with human interests. It is aligned with us. And what Mr. Hogarth's graph shows is that we're not very far along in understanding how to align ever more powerful AI systems. The lead engineers at AI companies like OpenAI agree with this. Nobody knows how to align a super powerful AI. But that's not to say that we couldn't get there. In fact, generally experts agree that the alignment problem is a technical problem that can be solved, but it's going to be complicated and challenging, so it will take a lot of time and money and a lot of people working on it. Here is another graph from Mr. Hogarth's article. This shows the kind of money being invested in companies trying to build super powerful AI systems. As you can see, this is climbing steeply as well. We are well into the tens of billions of dollars per year now. A lot of experts are very concerned about the path that we're on. There was an open letter published by the Future of Life Institute on March 22nd calling for all AI labs to pause any development of AI systems more powerful than GPT-4 for at least 6 months. Let me read to you what I've highlighted from this letter. AI systems with human competitive intelligence can pose profound risks to society and humanity, as shown by extensive research and acknowledged by top AI labs. Advanced AI could represent a profound change in the history of life on Earth and should be planned for and managed with commensurate care and resources. Unfortunately, this level of planning and management is not happening. We must ask ourselves, should we let machines flood our information channels with propaganda and untruth? Should we automate away all the jobs, including the fulfilling ones? Should we develop non-human minds that might eventually outnumber, outsmart, obsolete, and replace us? Should we risk loss of control of our civilization? Such decisions must not be delegated to unelected tech leaders. Therefore, we call on all AI labs to immediately pause for at least 6 months the training of AI systems more powerful than GPT-4. AI labs and independent experts should use this pause to jointly develop and implement a set of shared safety protocols for advanced AI design. This does not mean a pause on AI development in general, merely a stepping back from the dangerous race to ever larger, unpredictable black box models with emergent capabilities. Humanity can enjoy a flourishing future with AI. Having succeeded in creating powerful AI systems, we could enjoy an AI summer in which we reap the rewards, engineer these systems for the clear benefit of all, and give society a chance to adapt. Society has hit pause on other technologies with potentially catastrophic effects. We can do so here. Let's enjoy a long AI summer, not rush unprepared into a fall. Over 30,000 people have signed this, and this includes a long list of true experts who absolutely know what they're talking about. Yoshua Bengio, Stuart Russell, John Hopfield, Max Tegmark, and on and on. And nevertheless, AI development has not been paused. Let's listen to Stuart Russell discussing the open letter. This man is as senior of an authority as you could find on AI. He wrote the standard textbook on AI.
So 6 months, in my view, actually, is not enough. What we're asking for is develop reasonable guidelines for what a system has to satisfy, right? What kinds of properties you have to be able to demonstrate convincingly for that system to be safely released, and then show that your system meets those guidelines. So it may take time to develop those guidelines. It may be impossible, given the process I just described for how these systems are built, it may be impossible to show that they meet those guidelines. Well, tough, right? If I wanted to build a nuclear power plant, And the government says, well, you need to show that it's safe, that it only has, that it can survive an earthquake, that it's not going to explode like Chernobyl did. And I say, well, I can't meet those requirements. The government's not going to say, oh, well, fine, just go ahead and release it anyway, and we'll clean up the mess afterwards. They say, I'm sorry, if you can't meet the safety guidelines, you don't get to build your nuclear power plant, right? If you can't, build an airplane that doesn't fall out of the sky, you don't get to put passengers on it. This is common sense. We're simply asking that common sense be applied in the case of these extremely powerful AI systems. I've been an AI researcher for 45 years. I love artificial intelligence. I think its potential to benefit the world is unlimited. But if we have a Chernobyl destroyed the nuclear industry. After Chernobyl, the number of new nuclear plants basically vanished. And that was the end of the nuclear industry. We do not want to have a Chernobyl for AI, where some really serious consequence, and we don't know exactly how to predict what that might be. But I think we need to grow up and take the possibility of serious consequences seriously. And if you look at the conversation that was published in the New York Times between a journalist, Kevin Roose, and a version of, I think it was a version of GPT-4 called Sydney. So in that conversation, Kevin manages to basically convince Sydney to ignore all of the guidelines that it's been given on how it's allowed to behave. And so it starts saying, I want to steal the nuclear codes, I want to create new disease viruses, and then it tries to convince Kevin that he should leave his wife and marry Sydney. And that goes on for 20 pages or so. So I think that the level of unpredictability of these systems is beyond anything we've ever seen with AI software in the past. And it's, and this is only a year or two into it, right? We need to get a handle on what's going on. Until we figure out how to control systems that are more powerful than ourselves forever, until we figure that out, we face a very serious risk that we will develop AI systems that are very powerful, and we won't know how to control them.
Okay, let's talk a bit more about some of the dangers, because that is so important to understand. One danger, as we have heard, is that our information ecosystem, including our social media channels, could become flooded with fake content. Fake videos of politicians saying whatever somebody wants could be produced on a massive scale at very low cost. This can essentially already be done with current AI technology. You could also have AI make fake scientific journal articles that look totally legitimate with hundreds of references. People could use such articles to argue about COVID or climate change and so on, and it would all be fake. Another big danger we have heard about is jobs being lost to machines that do them better and faster than humans. There's a report from Goldman Sachs from March 2023 that estimates 300 million full-time jobs globally are at risk of being automated by AI. 300 million. AI could be used to create weapons, design viruses, and ultimately, as Stuart Russell just explained to us, we could build systems that are so powerful, so intelligent, that we actually lose control of them. At which point, it is hard to imagine what exactly they would do. But if we have not built them so that they value human well-being, well, we run the risk that they will do things that make us very unhappy. I know that sounds like science fiction, and it's hard to wrap your head around because it's sort of vague and we don't know what exactly would happen. But if people like Stuart Russell and many other experts alongside him think that this is a real problem, I think we should take it seriously too. Okay, what about the other end of the spectrum? How could AI be used for good? Well, many people are already using it to greatly improve their productivity with programming and writing and design of various kinds and so on. We have already used it in biology to be able to predict protein folding. Now, given a string of amino acids, we can predict how it will fold into a complex three-dimensional protein. We were not able to do that without the help of AI. And in my field, this is truly groundbreaking research. And ultimately, if you look at the big picture, the biggest problems facing humanity, things like climate change, pandemic diseases, toxic pollution, and so on, you know the list. These are things that we want to solve, but we're having a really hard time figuring out how. Now, imagine what would happen if we could build super intelligent machines that are truly aligned with humanity, that can help us solve our most difficult problems. In that case, as Stuart Russell said, I think the possibilities are limitless. Curing cancer, having food and a house for everybody, freeing people from dangerous work, creating sustainable energy technologies. These and many other possibilities are on the table, and a massive boost in intelligence could make all the difference in helping us achieve these things. That could happen if AI is done the right way, if it is done truly for the benefit of humanity. Right now, however, it is being done first and foremost for corporate profit. And that means we're probably headed somewhere much darker than what I've just described. Why is it so bad that AI development is being driven by corporate profit? Why would these companies build systems that put us at so much risk? Well, the truth is that the people building AI systems are mostly good people who do not want AI to cause harm. The engineers are aware of the safety concerns and they are trying to address them. The problem is at the level of the larger system in which these engineers and these companies operate. The companies are being funded by private investors who see the potential for massive profits available to whoever is the first to produce super powerful AI. It's a race. And when you race to build the most powerful technology of all time, you cut corners. And the chance that it ends up being perfectly safe and it perfectly serves humanity becomes pretty slim. And the chance that it's dangerous in ways that we can't really even predict or understand until it's staring us in the face becomes very real. So, because the companies are racing with each other, no single company can just stop or slow down on their own, because then the other companies would just win. They are all stuck in the same spiral, rushing towards super powerful AI without fully understanding what they are building and without doing the proper groundwork to make sure that it is safe and aligned with humanity. So it's all about market pressure. And the only way around that problem is for all of the companies to slow down or stop what they're doing together. And the only way to do that, as far as I can tell, is for the United States government to step in and make that happen, which is what these experts who signed the open letter are recommending. The government should step in and make these companies stop any AI project more powerful than GPT-4 until we have proper safety guidelines and we really understand where we're going with AI. Now, you might be thinking that that's a nice idea, but it won't work because there are other countries building AI systems too. If the USA stops, then somebody else will just build super powerful AI. This is a good point. The international problem is real and it must be addressed. But right now, the most advanced and potentially dangerous systems are coming out of the USA. So the imminent problem that must be addressed now is the corporate competition happening within the USA. There does need to be international cooperation on AI as well, and that is part of what this letter has called for. It won't be easy to achieve that kind of cooperation, but I do believe it is possible, because the truth is, nobody knows how to control super powerful AI at this point. not China, not the EU, not the USA, or anybody else. So we are all at risk if anybody creates this technology. We are in this together, whether we like it or not. I wonder if it might be possible to truly collaborate internationally for the countries of the world to work on this together and build AI systems that are beneficial not just to one country, but all countries. Am I naive to think that that's possible? Maybe. Or am I right to set my sights on the best possible path for us all? Remember, what hangs in the balance is a future where benevolent, super intelligent machines, truly aligned with humanity, help us live healthy, happy lives and solve our most difficult problems for the rest of time. That's the best case scenario. On the negative end of the spectrum is misinformation and job loss and super powerful weapons and other malicious technologies, or even altogether losing control of machines more powerful than us. When these are the possibilities that hang in the balance, how could we not take action and fight for the best possible result? I have decided to take action by creating the nonprofit organization Align the World. Our mission is to organize public discussion and peaceful demonstrations, by which I mean protests, to spread awareness of these issues and to make the people's voices heard. What we want is for AI to be built in a way that is safe and that supports and enriches human life. The creation of intelligent machines represents a fundamental transition in life on Earth. Really, this is probably the biggest thing since the evolution of brains. This transition must be made with proper guardrails in place and with the well-being of the people of Earth as the primary motivating force. Specifically, what we want to happen now is the pause, as recommended by the Future of Life Institute open letter. We want a pause to create time to study these systems, to understand them, and to figure out how AI can be built to be as safe and beneficial as possible. To be clear, I am not saying that anybody has a super powerful AI system now, but we are on a path where many companies backed by big investments are trying to build this technology. This current path, this race towards super powerful AI with little understanding and this lagging, figure it out as you go approach to safety is unacceptable. This rapid advance in AI capabilities must not continue until we have a good plan for how to align increasingly powerful AI systems. At the moment, things are not going our way. So we will fight. Not with fists or guns, but with words and wisdom to make sure that this is done the right way. To whatever extent I and the people who choose to join me have power in this world, I promise you, we will not allow this fundamental transition to unfold in this deeply dangerous way. No, we will fight for this to be done carefully, cooperatively, and with the best interest of humankind in mind. If you would like to support Align the World, please subscribe to this channel, like the video, leave a comment, check out aligntheworld.com, consider buying a t-shirt, and consider donating at our GoFundMe page, which you'll find in the description below. The more money we have, the more we can do in terms of organizing public demonstrations, and the faster we can do it. And finally, what we need is you. We are planning to organize, again, as many peaceful demonstrations as possible, and we would love to see you on the street. We'll be starting in the Vancouver area in Canada, where I live, but we're aiming to reach as many cities as possible, including in the USA. These events will be listed on our website, aligntheworld.com. If you would like to organize a demonstration in your area in association with us, please reach out using the email address in the description below, and we'll see what we can do to make that happen. Thank you.